Hi there, it's Taff and Tad's Gaming, and today some quick painting. We're going to do some stone. These are nice, simple tutorials on how quick painting. More focused to beginner painters and painters who are just getting into the hobby. This is ways that you can get some item or figures or scenery onto the table as quick as possible and have a nice looking table. Today we're doing some stone. Let's see, washed out, but there we go. These are stone. Stone. These are from Mantic Games. It's from one of their scenic boxes. They have runic designs on them, so this is good for D&D, or if you're doing a module thing for a table for a battlefield, you can use it. But so I'm just going to show you some quick ways of painting these. So this one I'm going to use Games Workshop Basilica Gray. Focus. It doesn't want to Basilica Gray. This is how I put it on. All you need is a medium-sized brush. Not too small, not too big, but it's medium. This is a cheap one I picked up at Hobby Lobby, and it's pretty simple. It's go in, prime it white. That's what you need to do with these ones, and just slab it on. On the bottom down here, it has details for grass and weeds and stuff like that. So don't want to cover that up. So and with the contrast, you want to go on kind of thick. It's not, unlike other paints. You don't want to go on thin. So you just want to slap it on. The rest you just kind of make sure you work it down because these have writing designs in them. So you want to make sure you get everything in the little nooks and crannies. And let's go back over it. Make sure you cover up, get everything from bubbles, air pockets. You get most of them done. There we go. And so once that's done, just take it, set aside, and go to the next one. I got a couple here that I already did. Uh, this is what it looks like afterwards, and from the quick shading, you can just leave it just how it is if you want to, and it looks like nice granite or other kind of stone, just nice gray. Already done. So if you want to, you can just leave it and move on and done. But we're gonna go one step next. We're gonna do some dry brushing. Oh, this this one here, you can barely tell the difference. And but this I did with the Gray Lord speed paint from for Army Builder. Autofocus doesn't like. There we go, Graveyard right there. Uh, it gives you this almost the same effect that you can't even tell the difference. So you can use either or. So if you can get just a bottle of this, or if you get the speed paint, buy the box set of this, you can use these with no problem. So now we're gonna do a dry brush. I'm gonna use a couple different things. I'm gonna use a bright neutral gray from Monolith Designs. Army Painter, I'm gonna use ash gray, and from Citadel, I'm using the dry paint. They're Dawnstone. So it'll give you three different looks to it. So all you need is a nice stiff brush. This is a Citadel dry brush. Let's get a little paint on the brush. Just kind of wipe it off. I use the back of my hand. You don't need to. You can just use the paper towel. But I use this. I'm used to it and get the right effect. Always take it and just lightly brush over the top. What this does, this goes on and this picks up all the highlights, the top layer, and this it gives all the brings out all the nooks and crannies and stuff, and also whatever design that's on there makes it come out just a little bit more. There, yeah, and that's it. Quick little dry brush. You got stone done. So for the next one, I'm going to use Army Painter Ash Gray. But I said, whatever paints you use, as long as you use a lighter gray than what you got, you can use a little bit not as light. You can do a little bit darker. And you can do multiple layers too if you want to. You can do multiple layers of gray just if you want a little bit more fancy, detailed looking stuff to it. Got that one. Yeah, just grab another one. There you go. Same thing is dry it out so you get almost all the paint off your brush and just kind of. What is with the different paints, you'll get different effects to your rocks. So you could do it so you can have different looks, or you can just use all the same. But yeah, so just dry it on and boom, you're done. And now for the dry paint. Citadel dry paint's a little bit. It's a paint, but most of the water's taken out of it, so it's almost like a spongy. Because if you add any water to it, it becomes paint. So this is the same way. It does different color. Ooh, not that one also dry. We'll do this one. And just kind of pop it on. All right. So basically, the stones are done. That's the basic layer. Then a dry brush layer on it. Then the stones are done. I said you can always go back with different layers. So if you want to go back with white, up there. Yeah. You go back with a white if you want to. This is a monolith white. Doesn't take much. Same thing. Just kind of take a whole bunch off. Yeah, take just. Yeah, let's go. And if you ended up with a little bit thicker in some areas, it doesn't really matter. Just it could be like different minerals in the stone popping through, or with the sun hitting it. But there you go. The longest part of it is just letting the paint dry. For the base paint. After that, you just paint it up, and you get some stone. Now for the base, we're gonna do some quick shades of that. There's different colors. I'm going to use Games Workshop contrast. That this it's grass. So I'm just going to use Orc Flush. It's a bright green. So, so just take your stone, the green, and just pop it on, and just paint everything on the bottom. And always gotta remember with the contrast, you have to go on thick. It's just how it works. Go on thick, thin out. Yep. So, just like that. It doesn't take too much. And what's nice is where your first color, the gray, overlaps into the bottom when you go back over again. Using the green, it just makes it look darker. So it just gives you different effects to your grass and stuff. So you got weeds growing up and stuff like that. This makes it look better. Oh yeah, so just yeah, one last one here. Yep. Yep. So this way, by using speed paints and stuff like that for doing this, you sit down an hour in the evening, you can have all these painted in an hour. Like I said, it's like the longest waiting period is just letting the paint dry. So if you live in a warmer area, drier area, you can put the speed paint on, just take it outside, just let it sit for a couple minutes. It'll be dry. It helps speed up the drying process. And just go back over, just make sure no air bubbles or anything. That you get paint on everything. Yep. So all you do is wait that to dry, and your final touch, go over with a lighter green. It can be any color lighter green, just to touch it. And if and a little bit fancier, for a third layer, you could take some yellow or beige colors like that, just a little off yellow ochre or something like that, and just one more touch just to pop the green. But that's it. And so with an hour, you can have a bunch of scenery done for your D&D game or your miniature game, and nice and simple. It didn't take anything. It's just the base layer of Basilica. Just using Games Workshop Basilicum gray, a highlight of a lighter gray or white color, and some green to fill in the bottom, and just a little dry brush. So like 4 or 5 colors, and you can whip out your scenery and be done with it. So thank you for watching, and I'll be back with more. Okay, thank you. See ya.